Hello and grüß Gott. Today we're going to winterize my 2012 BMW F650GS. It's starting to get cold here in Phoenix. I normally drive this at night. So at nights it's been getting down to the mid to low 30s. And I'd rather just put it away for the winter. I can get an insurance discount. So I'm going to prep it up. And so what I'm going to do is add some fuel stabilizer into the fuel tank, run it for a little while, get the engine all warmed up. I'm going to change the oil, and then I'm going to disconnect the battery. And a word of warning, if you're going to disconnect the battery on a BMW, you need to have either a GS 911 or be able to take it to the dealer, because to reflash all the memory with time and date and everything else requires you to talk through the CAN bus system. And so I have the GS 911, so I'm not worried about resetting the date and time later. And right now my bike has about 3,500 miles, so it's a little too early to do a regular oil change. But the more oil changes, the better as far as I'm concerned. I really don't like long maintenance intervals. I typically over-maintain my vehicles. If you look over here, you'll see a 1997 4Runner in mint condition. It looks like it just came out of the showroom, original paint. So that's the way I take care of my vehicles. All right, so we're going to get started by adding some additive to the fuel tank. I read the additive. I'm going to use Stable, and it says put 3/4 of an ounce for about 4 gallons. So actually it says 1 ounce per 5 gallons. So I'm just going to guesstimate about 3/4 of an ounce should do it. So I'm going to open this, add it to the tank, and I'll be right back. Okay, at this point the motorcycle has been warmed up. We added the fuel stabilizer, ran it for about 5 or 6 minutes. I've taken off the skid plate so I can get access to the front oil filter and to the drain plug. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove the oil filter, and then I'm going to remove the drain plug. And after you take the drain plug out and the oil is drained out, if you shift the motorcycle side to side, a lot more additional oil will come out. So that's kind of a little trick. And we'll go ahead and get that far, and then I'll show you the torque settings for putting the filter on and the drain plug, and then so we'll be right back. So we've taken the oil out now, and we're ready to reinstall the plug. I have a new gasket on there. It's BMW part number 11417652949.5, and I'm going to put a little bit of 3-bond. This is non-permanent sealant. It's used on a lot of Japanese motorcycles. It doesn't make it hard to remove the bolt, or in this case drain plug. It just seals it up is all it does. And so it's just called a low strength type adhesive or sealant. So I'm going to put some of that on there, and then I'm going to torque this to 40 Newton meters. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to install the filter by putting some clean oil around the edge of it, and then I'm going to tighten it up to 14 Newton meters, and that requires a special BMW tool. And by the way, the filter is part number 11427719357. If you want to use original BMW, which I'm doing to make sure I don't violate the warranty. So I'm going to install the drain plug, put the new filter on, and then we'll come right back. All right, at this point I've reinstalled the drain plug and put the skid plate back on, put the new oil filter on. I'm ready to add 3 quarts of oil, which is like 2.9 liters. I'm using Valvoline motorcycle oil. It's full synthetic 10W40. I'm going to put 3 quarts of this in first. Then I'm going to add just a smidgen of CamGuard. CamGuard is a product made by ASL, which is what they use for piston aircraft. And since this is a Rotax engine that in a sense emulates some of the features of aircraft engines, I'm going to add some CamGuard because I'm going to have this in storage for 3.5 months, and the CamGuard will help prevent Lewis acid formation, and if there's any moisture in the engine, hopefully it'll keep from any corrosion happening. It's a corrosion inhibitor, and it also helps the shear strength of the oil. Also, if you wanted to get more details about torque settings and stuff like that, you can see my BMW 600-mile maintenance video I did. Just kind of goes over a lot of the different things with torque settings, and also you can find all those torque settings on the web. So I'm going to add the oil, and I'll be right back. So I've added 3 quarts of the motorcycle oil. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of cam guard. They make 2 different kinds of this. One is for piston aircraft, one is for piston cars. So this is the car version, and it meets all standards, ASI, everything else. So I'm going to just put just a couple spoonfuls in here, and then I'll run the engine for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take the battery loose. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're ready to disconnect the battery now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the negative first. That's according to the BMW storage, or in the manual it says if you're going to store it or remove the battery, disconnect the negative first, followed by the positive. And then the reverse is true when you reconnect it up after you've had it stored for the winter. So I'm going to do that. Also in the manual it says if you're going to put the bike up for storage, you might want to spray it down with, actually they said coat things with Vaseline and stuff. I'm not going to do that. It's a very dry climate here. I'm not going to spray anything down with any kind of material because it'll be fine. I'm just going to cover the bike after I've put it away. I'm going to cover it with towels, and then I have a bike cover for it. And then it'll be ready for me when it comes spring. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.